Hello, good day. My name is Chris Njoku. Today we'll be talking about creating and formatting a line chart for journal publication. What is a line chart and how do we use a line chart? A line chart is commonly used to visualize trends over time. The data before us here is a data of rainfall over a certain period. And so let's look at this. This is 1979, 80, 81, 82 down to 2014. And then the months here, January to December, recorded these amounts of rainfall. And so it's very possible to make multiple line charts from this data, depending on what we want to achieve. Line charts are also applicable in different ways. You can use your line charts for average hourly temperature. You can use your line chart to visualize daily or weekly or monthly stock. You can also use your line chart for commodities. You can use your line chart to visualize profit by day, by week, by month. So in general, we can say line charts are commonly used for visualizing trends over time. The trend could be downward. When you visualize your chart, you see it. It could be upward, it could be static. These are insights that you're going to obtain after you have visualized your data. Let's look at this data. We have decided to create a line chart from this data. And so the line chart we want to create, the line chart we're going to create from this data will be a yearly rainfall amount from 1979 to 2014. This is it. And so this yearly rainfall is as a result of the total amount of rainfall from January to December. Our focus is to visualize the data using a line chart. This is the data arrangement. You must ensure that the data are properly organized. You can see year and rainfall as the two headings. And then we'll have the various years and then the value for rainfall for each particular year. So to visualize this data, we'll drop our cursor on here and then we select every data together from beginning to the end. And then we go to the Insert tab and then we go to Recommended Charts. As a beginner or intermediate Excel user, if you have this feature, always explore it. It will give you idea of what can be obtainable from your data. So you click on it. As you can see, these are different charts that are being suggested to me. This is the first one. You can see it line. This is another chart, scattered. This is another chart, clustered column. This is another chart, but our focus here is a line chart. So we'll click on line chart and then we click OK. Now, this is the data and the chart before us. The next thing we need to do is to edit this chart to make it look very nice for journal publication. The first thing we do here is to take away these lines. Journals will not accept any work, any manuscript with such line. And then we can also probably take this off. Let's see. Then we format the axis. The first axis we are going to format here is the vertical value axis. To format it, you right click on it, scroll down to format axis. Now, this is what is showing us minimum value, which is this 0 here, and then the maximum value, which is this 2500 here. The space between this, the lowest value, and the horizontal line is too broad. And so to make it look nicer, you have to reduce it, probably make the minimum value 500 or so. Let's try to make it 500 and see how it looks like. You can see it's looking better. You can even take it to 600. You can take it to 600, format axis, and then you click and then put 600. The essence of that is to ensure that the space between the very least value and the horizontal line is not much. That's another big secret that so many persons do not know. It makes your job look very neat. Fine. You can see this. The gap is not that much as it were before now. And you can see that the curves are now showing better than it was before now. You can see, compare these two, probably returning it to 0. You can see how it looks. So the curves are not showing very well compared to how it looks after we have decided to make the minimum value 600. So this is it. It brings out more curve. That's one of the secrets. Then another thing we need to do is to bring in axis title. So in order to do that, we click on the general chart and then we click on the plus sign here. It shows us axis. We click on axis, brought in axis title. So what we do here is label it appropriately. It's another secret to making your line chart looking very nice. This will ensure that whoever that is going through your work sees the essence of bringing in year into this axis. Because if you don't bring in here, they can take these values for anything. Can be anything, even though they look like years, but if you don't label it appropriately, anybody looking at your chart will not be able to say what it was actually meant for. Now, we know that these values on the vertical are for rainfall, so we label it appropriately. So, rainfall, and even bring in the unit for rainfall, which is in millimeters. So, we can click anywhere. As you can see, our chart is looking better than it was. And then we can also format this. You can see these values are shown in 2-year interval. From 79, we have 81 and then 83. You can decide to um, make it 5-year interval. You can decide to make it 4-year interval. The most important thing is for you to learn how to do it. Now I've clicked on it. Then the next thing, right click, format as is. It brought this before us. So you can quickly format the date axis. You see what I did? I click on date axis, and this is what happened. You can agree with me that it's looking better as it is now than before, where it was slanted a little bit. You can decide to tweak it. You can see major 2. That is actually what you're seeing here. That's actually what you are seeing here. You can decide to increase the value, you can decide to reduce it or anything, but I think this interval is very okay. So we move forward. What else do we do? This is the tick mark. You can see we can decide to make any of this, the major and minor tick mark. We can decide to add one to it. You can bring one inside, minor outside, and then we'll click. This is the tick mark. In case you're new, this is the tick mark. You're seeing it. This is the tick mark. For the sake of emphasis, you might not need it. But for you to know what the tick mark means, I decided to bring it in. Let me click on it again and take away the tick mark because we don't need it. None. None. So that is for tick mark. Then labels. You can see next to axis. This is how the labels look like, which is very, very okay. Now, we have done a whole lot to this. You can decide to bold the text. You can decide to bold it, select all of it, you right click, text font, and then font color, automatic black, okay. And then you can also press Ctrl B. You can see it's looking bolder. And then the text font color is black, not gray. Do the same thing to this. You can click bold here to make it bold. It's bold now. And then from here, choose black. So if you look very well, this is looking darker than this. This is looking darker than this. So that is for that. What else can you do? Your line chart is ready. However, if you're going to use this chart for a publication, you need to take away the outline fill. This is what we call outline fill. This line you're seeing by the side here, if you paste it like this on Microsoft Word, it will be showing. So what you do is you right click and then come to outline and then you click no outline. Click anywhere, you can see that there is no outline anymore. That line is no longer visible. As it stays now, you can copy this and paste. Right click, copy. You can open any Microsoft Word and open wherever this is what I'm doing. I can just create a space here to paste it. Paste. I'm going to paste as picture. You can see paste as picture. So you can hold and enlarge from here. You can see where I'm holding it from. The edge, extreme end from the bottom right. Don't try to enlarge using this middle. You can either use from the top right, top left, bottom right. Don't enlarge using any of these handles at the middle. It will not look nice. So you can just hold it here and drag. You can see, click out. You can see that the outline is not showing, and then your chart is looking very good. As simple as it is before you, this is acceptable. Either you're using it as a project chart, you're using it as your master's thesis or your PhD work, as simple as it looks now, this is acceptable because you have done a lot of formatting to this chart. You have taken away some unnecessary lines on it. You have taken away the outline fill. You have taken away everything that is unnecessary. And then your text are looking very visible, and then you have labeled it appropriately. Anybody that sees this chart will know that this is rainfall over a certain period. Rainfall, and these are the values of the rainfall, and this is the units for measuring rainfall, and then these are the years you have considered from 1979 to this very year. So this is just what you need to do to have a nice looking line chart that is meant for publication in any international journal. Thank you for watching.